talk about sound guard fuel tanks. So we don't buy many of these tractors anymore, but the ones we do buy is going to be the small frames, you know, the stuff that people really want and they'll can't get the parts for. So 4440, 4450, 55, etc. We still got parts for the other ones, but this is specifically about the fuel tank. So the fuel tank, if by part number, if you have to have the part number and we don't have it, then we can't help you. But if you're willing to get your tractor fixed and you can set your part number fixation aside, then I can help you out. So this is a 40 series tank. We do grade these as in condition. So this is an original non-painted tank. And what I typically do is I'll take a credit card, lay it up here, then I can show the size of that ding, right? That's not a dent, that's a ding. So most guys are replacing these because of a major problem, not for something necessarily cosmetic. Let me move to the next one. There's another 4440, no badge, a little rougher, but there's no dings in it. Now I can tell that this one here has been painted, so we do give a strike against that as far as the value, because the original, if a guy just dinged it and he didn't want to paint it, it's worth more because he doesn't have to paint it. If he's gonna have to paint it or it's been painted, then you know it's worth less. That's how we value that. Now that patina will always add value. People love that shit. Just kidding about that patina. But here's one that's got a pretty good sized dent in it. So it's a fixer or a, you know, cheaper tank, excuse me. There's a 4450 auction tractor that I can tell that we got some sort of leak on, because you see the fuel line there, the leak line. So again, if you don't mind having one that's been repaired on the bottom, a tank like that'll work for you. So here's another auction 4255 where they marked on the paint, which we try not to do here, but it's got a pretty good dent in it and it leaks. So that's a, again, less expensive tank. You can, for full disclosure, if you got a good sheet metal guy, he can make you a cover for that and you can put that right on and no one knows. So the only difference between almost all of the small frame tanks is an example like this, which you see someone has either repaired this or they added to it. So all the newer style tanks or the 55 series would have every piece on it. But when you go back to 50 and then you go back to 40, then all of a sudden you start losing some of those pieces. So all you have to do is, if you don't have this bracket and you need it, well, then you take it off your old one and you just weld it on here. So those are things you got to be willing to do. If you're not willing to do that, then that goes back to your part number specific guy, and we may not be able to help you on these hard to find or rare pieces. Or this little shelf here. You know, there may not be hose in the tank to mount that. So you would drill holes in you would drill holes in the tank that we would sell you. So I'm gonna put this video in we only list one part number for this because we know they all interchange, and try to help you understand how we sell it, what we're doing there, what you may be required to do. And if we can help you out, let us know.